Hello everyone. From this video we are going to start a new subject called oil hydraulics and pneumatics. In this video we are going to learn about the basics of this specific subject. What is this subject and what is included in the contents. So let us start with the introduction of the subject. This subject is called oil hydraulics and pneumatics. The subject code is 3151913 and it has been introduced in the BE third year semester 5 in the mechanical branch. Now it is in the category of the open elective one. So you are having the alternatives. Very first one is the oil hydraulics and pneumatics and second one is the control engineering, and we have selected the oil hydraulics and pneumatics. So first of all, let us understand what is exactly oil hydraulics and pneumatics is. Basically, when we talk about the power transmission system, okay, in that specific case we are having three options available. Very first option is the mechanical power transmission. When it comes to big industries, the mechanical power transmission is actually good for the short ranges. We can transfer the power using the shafts, gears, chains, belts, ropes, and by many more things. This is one of the examples of power transmission. Let me say this is the driven one. That means the motor is attached with this specific gear. Okay, and I want to transfer the power from this driven gear to this secondary gear or say secondary shaft which is attached with this mechanism. Now in this case I will use the chain mechanism. This is the chain mechanism which is being used for the power transmission from this first part to this second part. Okay, in the same way over here from this shaft to this shaft, if I want to transmit a power, I can use the belt also. In the same way we can use the gears, rope and many more things. So these are the mechanical options available with us. Now the second way to transmit the power is the electrical way. Okay, now in the electrical way we have seen most of the time the various kinds of cabling that is going through the transformers and the various kinds of lines that are going through. Okay, so this kind of things are basically used to transmit the electrical powers. And the third option actually in which we are interested in is the fluid. Now we can also transmit the power using the fluid, which is called as the fluid power transmission. Now in this method we use various kinds of liquids, gases in a confined space. Now what do you mean by confined space? We will be using the various kind of pipes, we will be using the hoses to transmit the fluid pressure or fluid velocity or whatever the energy which is stored in the fluid to transmit to the second space. Like if I am having this pipe, okay, this is the hose which is available. Now over here the power is coming, the fluid power is coming, the fluid pressure is coming and it is being transmitted through this hose to the second end. So in this case we use various kind of controlling device, we use various kind of power generation device, or we are using various kind of actuator devices, and we are going to study this specific part of fluid power engineering in this specific subject. Okay, now the question exactly arises कि भाई exactly what do you mean by the fluid power transmission? What is exactly a fluid power transmission? In that case, if you want to define the fluid power transmission, it basically known as the technology that deals with the generation, control and the transmission of the forces and the movement of mechanical elements or the system with the use of the pressurized fluid in a confined system. So basically the definition of fluid power transmission deals with three major parameters. Very first parameter is the generation of the forces to control the forces and the transmission of the forces. This is the very first parameter. So basically we are going to generate, control and transmit the forces. At the same time we are going to move the mechanical system or any other system with the use of these forces, and for that specific purpose we are going to use the pressurized fluid in a very confined space. Now over here, when we talk about the fluid power transmission system, the two major terms comes into the picture. Very first is the hydraulic power transmission, which actually means over here the hydra, the word hydra means water basically. Okay, this is a Greek word which means water. And the second term that comes into picture is the pneumatic power transmission. Now what do you mean by the pneumatic? The word pneuma over here, which is used at the initials, the word pneuma means air. Okay, and in this specific case we can use air or gas. Okay, so you can observe two major things. In the fluid power transmission we will be working with the hydraulic power transmission, in which we are going to use the water or oil. Now the question arises, water is actually not so much used because it is having some drawbacks. Okay, when we talk about the transmission of the hydraulic power, they are having certain drawbacks while operating and controlling the machineries. Okay, and as the metals are involved, the water is actually reactive to the metals, so corrosions, issue of corrosions are there, wear and tear are there. So that is the reason why we do not use water most of the time. We are going to use the oils. So instead of the water we will be most probably using the oils, and over here in the pneumatic system we will be using air or the various kind of gases in a special cases. Okay, so this is what we are having in the fluid power transmission. Now when we talk about the hydraulics, the word hydraulics has already been explained, so let us go through the definition quickly. So in here, when we talk about the hydraulic system, it will basically circulate the incompressible hydraulic fluid. As we know that the liquids are considered as the incompressible fluids. Okay, so it will circulate the incompressible hydraulic fluid from one part to the other part of the system through the tubes or pipes for generating or transferring the powers. Okay, so there are lots of example like over here I am using one hydraulic jack as an example. Okay, whenever I will transmit the power from here, so I will manually transmit the power from here, so it will get pressurized and it will transfer all its pressure to this specific system. Okay, so it will get raised. So this is one of the best example. Other than there are lots of example like we are having the hydraulic lifts, hydraulic brakes, hydraulic steerings, hydraulic jacks, hydraulic shock absorbers. Other than that, if you see in general, as an end user example, we are having one of the most popular example of the hydraulic disc brake system. You might have seen this type of oil compartment at the side of the brake. Whenever you use the front brake of your bike, you might have seen this kind of oil container. Now what is the function of this one? Whenever you press the brake, in that specific case this container will transmit the power from here to the mechanism of the disc brake, and ultimately the brake will be applied. So basically we are using the fluid power system over here. That means we are transmitting the power using the liquid, which is actually oil in this specific case, from our brake to this specific disc area. Okay, so this is how the disc brake will work, and this is one of the major function of the hydraulic power transmitting system. The second thing, in the four-wheeler also we are using the similar mechanism for all the power transmission mechanism. If we talk about the braking system of the four-wheeler, it looks like this. Whenever you press the brake pedal, there is a brake booster available which will actually supply the pressure to the fluid, and the fluid will be transmitted from here to this specific area. Okay, so the power of the fluid will be transmitted through this specific pipeline, and ultimately the brake will be applied. The same mechanism works in the power transmitting mechanism of the vehicles. Whenever you steer the column, actually mechanical mechanisms are nowadays obsolete. They are using the hydraulic mechanisms, and the fluid will be transmitted through these orange colored pressure lines, and it will work for the steering mechanism. In the same way, if you observe the hydraulic cranes, they all are actually initially operated by the hydraulic fuel system. If you observe over here, this looks like a piston cylinder mechanism. They are the linear actuators. Over here also, if you observe, this is also one kind of linear actuator. This is the piston cylinder mechanism. Over here also, if you observe, this is the piston cylinder mechanism available. At the same time, in the practical way, if you go to the service station for servicing of your car, you have observed this hydraulic elevator. This specific one is also operated using the hydraulic power system. Okay, so other than that, if you talk about the heavy equipment, heavy accessories, all these cranes are operated in a hydraulic manner. If you observe over here, this is also one actuator available over here. This is the second area where the actuator is available. This is one which is also one kind of hydraulic actuator. Other than that, in the industries also there are hydraulic presses available. This is the hydraulic power unit or hydraulic power brake. Okay, and the power is getting transmitted to the mechanism, and then the machine will work. This is also one another example. There are lots of industrial applications also. Okay, if you talk about the robotic arms, if you talk about any other major fields where you observe the lines are passing through, there are most probable probabilities कि वहाँ पे आपको hydraulic system दिख ही जाएगा. Okay, so there are lots of applications available in the hydraulic power transmission as well as in the pneumatic power transmission also. We are having lots of application, but before that, let us understand the basic definition of the pneumatic system. So basically, the pneumatic system can be defined like this. A pneumatic system is a collection of the interconnected components using the compressed air to do the work for the automated equipment. यानी कि what do you mean by this thing? कि भाई the pneumatic system is actually a power transmitting mechanism which basically uses the compressed air. Okay, in the hydraulic system we are using the incompressed fluid, which is basically a liquid, to transfer the power. Over here we are using the compressed air to transfer the power from one place to another place. Okay, so this is what we are having the pneumatic system. Now remember that hydraulic systems are basically used for the higher power application, that as we are using the compressed air in the pneumatic system, the pneumatic systems are most probably used in the low power application. Okay, so the application area of this specific kind of systems are the industrial works like filling of the bottles, packaging of the system, stamping, drilling, hoisting, punching, clamping, assembly of the systems, riveting. So these are the basic functional area of the pneumatic system. Other than that, they are also used in the material handling system. They are also used in the medical equipment and the logic control operating systems. In the power hammers, they are also used in the operations of the machine tools, in the metal forming processes. These all are the major applications of the pneumatic system. There are some of the examples available over here. As you can observe, this first picture is actually showing you the packaging system of the bottles which uses the pneumatic system. If you observe the blue color lines which are available over here, if you observe this blue colored line available over here, this all are the pneumatic transmitting lines. In the second picture, if you observe, there are also some of the blue colored line available which are basically representing the pneumatic transmission system. So the air is flowing, or say air is pressurized, air is available within those pipes which are actually acting as a transmitting lines. Okay, this is the third picture. If you observe closely, this is the nut what we can say nut locking mechanism, which is basically using the pneumatic system. Over here there are white lines available, if you can observe. Okay, so these are the various applications of the pneumatic system. In short, hydraulic systems and the pneumatic systems are basically both are the similar system because they are known as the fluids, but the hydraulic systems are the incompressible ones, so they can be used as the at a higher power side, and the pneumatic systems are the compressible air mechanisms, and that is the reason there are chances of the leakage, and the low power can be transmitted in that specific part, so they are used in the low power applications. Now it is basically, if you observe, it is too complicated to visualize and understand this kind of system in the real time. if you observe these mechanisms, you are not able to understand from where the line is coming from where the line is going. So basically the IOSA has given the standardized symbols for such kind of things. Okay, whenever you use hydraulic mechanical system or say fluid power transmission lines, there are some standard symbols available, and by using those standard symbols you can represent this kind of mechanisms, and you can actually understand the behavior of the machinery based on this systems. Okay, so how they look like. Okay, if you draw the line diagram using those standard symbols, so they will be looking something like this. Now initially, if you can observe, this is the symbol, this is the symbolic representation of this hydraulic crane. Okay, so in that case, initially if you observe, there are numbers of lines are going. There are some yellow lines, blue lines, there are some dotted lines, continuous lines. Other than that, there are numbers of symbol available. These are white colored symbol are the major symbols. Then after we are having these smaller symbols, and there are lots of small symbols are available. Okay, now initially we are not able to understand what these symbols are, but this subject is itself about all these things. This is one more example of the symbolic representation of the circuit, and this is the third example of the representation of this hydraulic circuit or say pneumatic circuit. Now if you can't understand these things right now, don't worry, because throughout this subject we are going to learn the same. We will be understanding how this whole system works, what are the various categories available in this system, what are the components used in this specific system, what are the standardized symbols available, and how to understand this kind of circuit, how to draw this kind of circuit, and what are the various softwares available for these circuits. So basically our rotationale throughout this specific subject will be concentrated on the basic system working, on the fluid power and the compressed air. We will be understanding the different kind of valves used in this specific system, and we will be understanding the designing of the various kind of hydraulics and pneumatic circuits, and through them you are going to understand each and everything that we have explained in a previous session. Okay, so let us just quickly go through the syllabus of the specific subject that is offered by JTU. So there are total 7 units available. Very first unit is the introductory unit, which will be explaining you the basics of the fluid power engineering and the scenario of this fluid power engineering. In this specific introductory part, we will be understanding the various kind of symbols that are available for the different kind of things, and we will be understanding the applications of the hydraulics and the pneumatic systems. In the second part, which is called as the hydraulic oils, fluid properties and the filters, in that specific part we are going to learn about the hydraulic systems. We will be understanding what are the kind of oils which are available for the fluid transmitting systems, what should be the ideal property of those fluids, and what are the types of filters, and what are the locations of filters which are available. Now basically filters are the filtration systems for the oils that we are using in the hydraulic system. So basically from the second unit we are going to start with the hydraulics. Okay, in the third unit we are going to understand the various kind of pumps, motors, valves and actuators that are used in the system. Pumps are the basic power generating units, motors are the delivering units, valves are the valves are basically the controlling units, and actuators are the actuating units. Okay, so basically we are going to divide the whole section into total 3 parts, and we will be understanding them one by one. So this is the third unit. Now let us go towards the pneumatic side. This was the hydraulic side. Let us go towards the pneumatic side. In the pneumatic side we are having unit number 4 and unit number 5, where very firstly we are going to understand about the air preparation and the service unit. Okay, so how the air is prepared. Preparation means how the outside air is treated and it comes inside, what basic processes are done in this specific air. Okay, then after we will be understanding how they are pressurized, how they are basically controlled, what are the lubrication systems that we are using, basically what is the FRL unit. Okay, so we are going to understand that. In the 5th unit, we are having the topic called pneumatic cylinders, motors and the valves. So this is for the pneumatic side. In the hydraulic side, whatever we understood in this specific unit number 3, we are going to understand the same in the unit number 5 for the pneumatics. And at the end, we are going to understand how to draw the circuits, how to design those circuits which we have shown in the previous slides. We will be understanding them. We will be understanding hydraulic as well as the pneumatics. Other than that, we will be understanding what are the various kind of power losses and what are the alternative options available to reduce those power losses. And at the end, in the 7th unit, we are going to check out 2 of the basic automation software, or say simulation software, automation simulation softwares that are working with the hydraulics and pneumatics. So basically our function will be to create a simple circuits based on hydraulics and the pneumatic systems in the software, and we will try to simulate them if they are working properly or not. Okay, so we will be understanding those in the 7th unit. So there are total 1 to 7 units. First unit will be the introductory, 2nd and 3rd unit are available for the hydraulic, 4th and 5th unit are available for the pneumatics, and 6th unit is for the circuit designing, 7th unit is for the automation simulation software. Okay, so ultimately our teaching scheme will be going to be like this. There are total 3 lectures per week available. The credit of the subject will be 3, and the examination pattern will be 70 plus 30. That means you have to 70 marks will be for the external examination, 30 marks will be given through the institution by means of the mid semester examination. There is no practical external examination or internal examination. Okay, only assignments will be going to be only we will be preparing the experiments or assignments. Okay, and the total marks are 100. Okay, so there are no marks for the practical viva and the internals. So this is the end of the introduction of the subject. Keep learning. Have a good day.